A former Nijisanji fairy is possibly going back to her PL account. It's being reopened. And a Holocure dev is being harassed by the Nijisisters. That and more on this episode. We have some interesting news for you today, which is, might be nothing, but could be something. Made Mint. If those who remember who Made Mint is, well, you will be reminded down below. It says, the good thing that came from Niji being revealed as a black company is that graduated terminated VTubers returning to the PL persona has become much easier and more accepting, which is also the one thing that Niji dreaded about, since they seem to be enforcing the idea that their livers are nothing without the company, when it is in fact the other way around. A VTuber company is nothing without its livers, its talents. Absolutely true. A company is nothing without their employees. A company is nothing without the people that are actually putting out content, in this case for a VTuber company. With, they will make nothing if they do not have talents that make content. Yet chatting about it had become a lot more open and accepted. Most places still require spoiler tags, but I think that's fine. I'm happy that it's much easier to re-debut and refine an Oshi if they happen to graduate, so I can continue to support them. And since it's more accepted, I can also assist others in finding their Oshi again. Yes, some of the talents are paid more than I am. They're paid what they are worth. Motoaki Yago. This is what Yago told his investors, because the investors, the context for this one is the investors were asking, why aren't you doing what Nijisanji does? Why aren't you, having lower pay? Why aren't you making it so you can maximize your profit? Because, Nijisanji's making profit hand over fist when it comes to per talent stuff. And Yago said, yes, some of the talents are paid more than I am. They are paid what they are worth. And he says that it's not going to stop. And remember, he told them it's not going to stop. We're going to continue making profits with this method. And he pretty much shut them up, which is something that you don't hear Riku say. You'll never hear Riku say. And again, here's the context. This is the response to the investor who asked him to cut talent pay and see Niji as a reference. Yeah, and I meant to reply to this, where the source for this, I want to know more. It was during an investor meeting. You can look it up. I think it was an investor meeting last year in 2023. You can look it up if you want. Also good. So a person who's in PL, very problematic, can't just fake death and graduate and then make a new persona. Yeah, it's not good for you to be able to fake something and make a new persona. Sunny, I guess, is the one who did that. We have down here, if Kiara Mint Maid happens, or Mume Dokibird, the Holo Yen and Niji finally over. Maybe even Holo Nijisanji. Stars Yen have already unofficially made a stand. Toa is going to be in a tournament with Dokibird, so who knows? Yeah, Nijisanji is very spiteful with all these things. It could very well be that their management's going to be like, all right, you guys are dealing with people that we see as persona non grata, which is not welcome here, and we will not, any kind of things that we would do together are done. So it keeps going. Wait, who is this? And of course, you can read this down here below. If it's true, the guess is recent break travel did wonders for her mental well-being. So if the person that people are thinking is the one that it is going to be, which people could be right or wrong, I'm not going to, put my hat in the ring on who I think it is or whatever, but I will let you read what is out there in order for you to make your decision. So we can, of course, verify whether it is true or not. Here is Made Mint's Twitter, which is now, like I said, it's been freed from its mortal coil and, started March 6th. And, commissioning things, made an account in case Twitter imploded, another different account, things were, last time she mentioned anything before that was July 24th, 2023. So she's back. She's showing, some kind of interest in getting the channel revived. And here, Made Mint channel as well. This is the Ghost Girl VTuber. And the last time she posted anything was 3 years ago. We're checking the community posts. 2 years ago was the last time anything happened, which was for her graduation, I believe. And yeah, I think everyone that was a fan of hers, is going to be very happy. A fan of the past life in the large black company. They'll be happy that she's back. And I'm happy for every single fan at this point. A short little happy break from everything that has been going on. Of course, as this one says, Nijisanji's drama-filled black company. If that is affecting your emotional health, please accept this money needed to brighten your day. And also, if it is affecting your mental health, please take a break. Just go, chill, watch an anime, watch a video, watch something that you like. Do something that you like, whether it's an activity, a sport, whatever. Hang out with family. Hug your loved ones. Do something to just bring back the dopamine, bring back that serotonin hit, bring back the happiness that if this is taking any of it away. Of course, I do not want any negativity in your life as viewers of my channel. I do not want any negativity there. While I am reporting the news, I do want to also remind that mental health and emotional health is extremely important. So of course, take a break and look at the smiling Yuna. You know, just breathe, take it all in, breathe in, and have a sigh of relief because there's a smiling taco over here. Nice to see someone with talent. Wow. So people are still causing things, saying certain things. But yes, just take a little break if you have to. No one's going to blame you for that. And I will still be here, and others will still be here when you're back. We are now going to be talking about Kay, who is the Holocure dev, the one who created Holocure, who's a massively important game and massively loved game. And they also recently created Holo X Break, which a lot of the Hololive talents are actually playing. He's an indie developer. They are an indie developer. They are somebody who is just doing this as a passion, as a hobby, not necessarily to get rich, not necessarily to be noticed or, be a big shot developer. They just want to show their love and passion for Hololive and make games that people will love and enjoy. What happened recently? Well, they were attacked by somebody who, of course, people are saying that it's the Nijisister. There's no real way to know other than the fact they are attacking a indie developer that is a part of Hololive. At least the Hololive fandom is what I mean. And here's what the person said. I was learning a new engine and it's just a hobby, bro. Sounds like excuses. You made a mediocre game, people aren't heaping praise on it, and you have a meltdown about it at 4 a.m. Maybe you'll fix it down the pipeline. Here's the issue that a lot of people don't realize. Holocure was also a buggy game. It was a game that did not have a lot of mechanics that it has nowadays. It was not as expansive as it is nowadays. You couldn't aim very well except kind of in some characters like Iris. I think you can only go left, right, up, down when it comes to the aiming stuff. It was really hard to play a lot of them. Now the fact that you can aim as going backwards, that was something that didn't exist when it originally happened because of course he was learning as he went. They were learning as they went and they were, trying to make things better as they went. They're seething, their Oshis won't have a game, let alone made by someone as talented as Kay. It's funny because the only two people Kay did something outside of Holo or Nijisanji was for Selen and Pomu. So Kay only did things for Selen and Pomu when they were outside of Hololive, in the sense of the only Niji talents that they did something for. And recently, Doki had a sprite animation in the same style as Holocure made by one of the devs. I mistook who made the sprite. It was the other dev Kay worked with. Oh, thanks. Okay, so it was a dev that Kay works with that made it. So it was allowed. Sprite was made by one of the Holocure teams, the official but unofficial dokibird Holocure sprite. It worked on Holocure. So it worked in Holocure. Why don't these people just, make their own games about Niji Livers? Because they don't want to. Because they won't get paid for it. Last time I checked, people who are notorious to see on social media tends not to have any skill or strong enough drive to create anything other than a tweet containing a deranged rage. And I agree with that. A lot of people who are deranged on about a specific topic aren't ones creating the content out there. They aren't. So the ones who stay calm and everything tend to be the ones who are actually out there trying to create content, the ones that try to make drama and try to spur up any kind of hatred through their tweets are ones that don't seem to be wanting to create. At least some of the time. I don't think it's all the time, but I think it's some of the time. Correction, there are some on itch.io and one on Steam for Nijisanji, but as far as I can see, none of them have the same quality as Holo X Break or Holocure. That doesn't mean that they're bad. That doesn't mean that they're bad games, but no one is putting in the large amounts of effort is what they're trying to put here, I think. The highest rated one on itch.io is Detective Pomu and Minor Mystery and Light the Way, visual novel featuring Luxium. But with that, we've seen Luxium Boys. It's quite hard to say really play the game, at least for me. So yeah, it's basically the popular people. Pomu deserved it, of course, deserved the game. Luxium, maybe not so much, knowing how they are the favorite boys now and how, well, Vox did his thing. But that is up for the fans to decide. That's not up for me to decide. And it says right here, why is the sister play a free Holo game for? They may try to draw our attention from Luca's drama. Yeah, I think people are trying to distract at this point. But I'm not distracted. I will continue talking about the things that are popping out there. Satire alert, satire alert. This is satire. This is not real. This is not from the official covers thing. This is just someone making fun of it. So it's satire, satire, satire. Just wanted to mention this. Announcement regarding termination of contract with Omega Alpha. Omega Alpha, for all those who don't know, was a VTuber that was created by Cover originally as a management VTuber, from my understanding. That was per my understanding of everything. It was supposed to be a management VTuber. And this is the VTuber wiki about Omega Alpha. It was a figure associated with Hololive English. They were revealed during the Hololive English Council debut in 2021. So it's kind of being like what Achan is now or Nodoka is now, a management side of the VTubing sphere, but it was going to be someone that was going to supposedly be more active and out there and everything like that. They had a Live 2D created for them. They had lore created for them. They had all the stuff that would normally be associated with a creator, you know, an actual VTuber and such. They even had an introduction video, the advent of Omega, as we can see here, a 30-second video. Just, I'm not going to put the audio because, of course, the audio can a lot of times be copywritten. So we're going to take a look at it. That's everything that is Omega Alpha. You know, time is near. That's all the powers that be. That's Omega Alpha is in there, and that is the rise of Omega. And that is what got people all confused, because everything was in there. You know, all the things, it was androgynous, futuristic appearance, and it showed up on May 2021 over here, and the channel was created on 22nd of August 2021, and it just kind of disappeared. It kind of just fizzled out. They never did anything with it, but they did kind of just retire it. The channels are gone. The channels in 18th of July, the advent of Omega had been privated. 8th of April 2023, it had occurred, and they stopped posting after 2022, so September. So the things are gone. Pretty much Omega Alpha is no longer in existence, but that's why this is funny as a satire point. Just kind of a little bit of levity here as well. People were like, you got me good. Damn, we lost a real one today. You got me, I'll admit it. I'm shooketh. You know, that kind of thing. It's just, it's funny. It's a funny thing to show. It's just a nice lighter side that you don't see with Nijisanji. You see this with Cover and Hololive a lot, but you don't see this with Nijisanji as much. There are many posts popping up now about the Arcadia situation, the Aster Arcadia situation. If you remember correctly, when he talked to Scarle, he seemed to be a bit manipulative and trying to make her feel bad about, you know, not chatting with him as much, and him saying that, you know, if it's going to be that way, I'll just make sure not to talk to anybody. I'll make sure not to open up to anybody. I'm very shy, etc., etc., kind of being a bit of a pest in the way that they're doing things, trying to bring pity parties to them. And according to the recent Luca document that Rahziel said, is that Luca had many complaints about Aster Arcadia harassing other female coworkers, harassing other coworkers, and it doesn't have to be harassing of an inappropriate manner. It just can be harassing of like, oh, I want your attention, I want your attention. Why aren't you giving me attention? And also, you know, what mentioned before is, oh, since you're not giving me attention, I'm going to play a pity party. That can still be harassing. So no one's going to be pushing that aside. Of course, no one is. The Aster part is still a he said, she said scenario. At least Luca part had screenshots. Plus the Luca stuff is just too big to ignore right now. If Aster Arcadia, it's true. If it's true, of course, all of this stuff is still allegations, because as they said, there are no full screenshots except for the thing that was mentioned for the Scarle, as I mentioned before. That's the only thing that actually has a screenshot about it. But all the other things, like these multiple girls coming to Luca, was just something that Luca said to her. It was basically hearsay, and there's no way of knowing. But it's funny that Illyra does pop in here, which means that she was taking more of a advisory role, basically taking more roles within the company, maybe not as a full-on manager, but as somebody that would be a confidant, or at least someone that the English side would reach out to if they wanted some things done, and if they wanted to get problem solved and issues resolved. So that is a little bit of credence being lent to the leaker who said that, you know, she's a part of a clique. A clique can be fine, but I don't think she's a part of any management. And of course, people are asking again more of that stuff. I sincerely prefer the victims that we will not get any update, and he stopped his pest antics for good. Else I will prefer updates from the authorities. In one sense, I kind of hope we don't hear about any updates. In the vein, I hope he stopped this S. But considering the random stream him and Scarle had right after the leaks, probably won't play out like that, so there's more evidence. Yeah, after the Scarle leaks of, you know, him being a pest to her, him bothering her, him trying to manipulate her with pity parties, they ended up having a stream near close to it that made it seem like there was no issues, like there was no war and bossing say type of thing. On non-Nijisanji news, but still kind of related to Nijisanji, is the way that Cover, Hololive, treats people who are collaborating with them, in the sense of people who are doing them the favor of, you know, they're still getting paid, but they are helping them out with something that's going on. Not sure if Niji treats their collaborators as well, but Dogura was served luxurious bento boxes in a GD Hilton Hotel's dessert tower for broadcasting the Shishido Cup. If I'm not mistaken, the Shishido Cup was something with Street Fighter, I believe, Shishido Botan. And yeah, look at all these things. A freaking dessert tower, very luxurious bento boxes with very nice cuts of beef, because they want to give you the gold star treatment, because they understand if that's spread, then more people will want to collaborate with you. More people will want to be like, wow, they treat you this well. Maybe next time they ask me, I'll do, you know, this for them. Maybe I'll free up my schedule for things like this if they treat me this well. And of course, you're going to get paid. It's not like it's going to be a free gig, but still, you're getting paid and you're getting these type of free bento boxes as a part of your perks that you get for being a part of that. And that is insane. For context of price, first pick is a kaiseki bento from one of Japan's high-end restaurants, costing about $70 US. Second pick is an A5 Wagyu Chateaubriand bento that is about $40 US. So still, they spent over $100 after paying the dude or the person money, and for doing what they were doing as an announcer. The mythical Wagyu, I want to try it before I die. I have tried Wagyu. Wagyu is delicious, and it is very tender. Love it. The Shishiro Cup bento box lunches are too gorgeous and awesome at the highest level ever. What's with the Senba Kicho bento? What's with the Hilton Suites? I will follow you forever cover. And that's why they do it. They do it because, number one, they're good people. At least that's the way I think. Number two, they understand good PR. They understand $100 goes a long way. That $100, you get that in spades with good PR. You get that in spades with people wanting to support you now, because you did this for someone that's just an announcer. That yes, you paid either way. You paid them the salary that you said you were going to pay them, and you still gave them these things. Cover, we will serve you luxurious treats for your hard-working contributions. Any color, we will bring you an S10 of lawyers to harass you, which they did to one of their former talents, if I'm not mistaken, which is what this person is referring to. And here is what they were referring to. It was 25 days ago. Artist warned and threatened by Any Color over unfounded rumors that she leaked confidential information. If you remember way back in the day, there was an artist who put out that she put out videos, she put out a bunch of things that she was being harassed, mistreated by lawyers from Nijisanji, from a company. She didn't say Nijisanji, but everyone found out it was Nijisanji, from a company, for supposedly spreading false information, spreading rumors. And the person who said that she was spreading rumors was a friend of Nijisanji, who was a former CEO of a company that she no longer worked for. So that was the stark contrast that they're trying to put here. Another quick contrast between 2022 and now. 2022 had Salome, Yoko and Tembara Salome, had Luxian Boys, which no one knew any bad stuff about until now, and other generations. And now, with the downfall of what's happening ever since the Selen document came out, this is Rima Evanstar and Depressed Nosagi, very good, very hardworking creators that I respect. It says, oh look, the guys in the center of the thumbnail, one escaped from jail and the other two are aged like milk. Pretty much Nijisanji had another breakout year in 2022 with their EN brand shaping up to be a real powerhouse, rivaling EN, Hololive EN, especially when 2022 was Hololive plateaued a bit, yet everything came crashing down because of their bad business moves and their bad internal structure, it seems like. So that's just a little bit of a quickie on this one. More coping and seething from that one specific site that I will not mention the name of or anything like that, so that you don't go looking for it, because it's just a bunch of people who are angry and think that they're better than 4chan, even though they're acting like 4chan pretty much. So it says, bro, okay, let's say all she said in the doc is true. So what? He being blank in a private Discord chat is not bad. That's stupid. That's a stupid take to take. It's intrusive thoughts we have. We don't control it. And he never said S like this in public. It's not real opinion. And context, it looked like he's agreeing with her own H opinion. So she's the one responsible for it, not the minor. To make their private conversations public is just wrong in all sense. How many of us say dumb things with friends? Seriously, have her accounts reported and banned. Would love to see her Twitch, Twitter, YouTube accounts gone so she won't be able to harass Luca anymore. And then, yeah, basically trying to send people to report. And here is the timestamp of false blaming Chinese fans. It says, don't give them the attention they want. Someone clipped that and replied to the link of the clip earlier on. Basically, they're trying to harass in this case as well. And it says, don't tell me the big thing with Walmart said will happen in April is this super drama. Probably is because he helped write it, because he did help her write it, kind of directed her in which ways it's the best to do it. The fact that you need a lot of proof, the fact that you need a lot of evidence, you need a lot of actual physical evidence that can, be shown to be not modified. And the fact that False helped her out on that, False ID, lends a bit of credence to the whole situation, because it's False ID who did it and False ID who helped her. He did it in helping her. I think it really is, since he helped with the docs, he thought it would be done by April because he has 50 plus pages, but it's still March and they need to keep the drama alive since it's been stale for a month. Another dive, yep, they're still digging. So yeah, they're still doing that stuff. And it says being blank in private Discord is not bad. It's an insane thing to say. It's still bad, just less bad than being blank in a public setting. I don't know why they're jumping through hoops to defend their Oshi being a bigot. I don't know either. Their thought process on board. But hey, we're the bad ones, of course. And they're throwing it at False too, which they are. They're throwing it at False ID. He made some comments about the Chinese. Presumably that side of the fan base, while they're just as effed up as them, they've gone as far as to burn selen merch. In a split with Luca and Vanta, even on their doc site for the blank stuff tendencies they have, hence the panic and damage control against the general backlash and Twitter activists. So they're just going on the attack because they feel attacked, pretty much. Wonder what's their take on Luca outsourcing things like signed merch. They don't like that. I'll just be honest with you. They don't, like, the Japanese side is really angry that Luca outsourced signed merch that was supposed to be signed by him. It was a message that was supposed to be sent by him, but he didn't do any of it, so they see it as a scam. I've seen that a lot on the Japanese side, and on the West side, it's like, haha, she got scammed for it. Basically, she was made to spend time and effort, and she didn't get anything for it. So that's how it's seen on both sides, from what I've seen as well. Next is some fans refused to believe the docs and called false, making things up. Basically, the post has been protected at this point, either protected or deleted. Usually they protect their Twitter because they are receiving a lot of hate and a lot of mistreatment by other people. And it says, I'm so curious now because, like, isn't this going to result in legal issues for Pink Eye and the groomer person? So these are people who don't like them. What's happening this time? I'm confused. What is the context of false reading a document? All the focus they did on he was the one who wanted to court her. When talking about the literal minor, you just know they would also go, well, if the child consents, unironically. Here's a clear thing I want to say. Everything points to him being 18 years old when they met. Everything. It has been substantiated in the document with other people saying, yes, he was 18. With Rahziel Gator and other people can verify that, yes, he was of age. He was 18. He was age of consent in any single country in the world, 18. Consenting adults with everything that was happening. She didn't force anything on him, for what I can see. There may have been a unhealthy relationship in the sense of friendship, codependency, that type of thing, which happens. It's not her fault. It's not his fault, but it happens. What is his fault is the way he acted when he was within that situation. The way he was being kind of a bit of a pest and kind of doing things in a way that made her very uncomfortable. That is what you have to think about. That is what you have to focus on. The funniest part is she does a doc or post every few months, and every time she adds new things and deletes others. So they're saying that because she adds more information because, she is getting a little bit more traction, maybe things are not looking so great for Nijisanji, because remember, if she would have done this a year ago, before the Selen thing, she would have been immensely hated and immensely trashed by every single side. She had the same information. That information is years old, but because Nijisanji was not in a situation now where people will actually take some time, read it, and think about it, back then it was just like, nah, this is just a hater, and it gets, swept under the rug. Nowadays, it's, oh, this person may have something actually to say, something worth it to say, and it might be a good idea to hear. Why didn't she show the screens that made her look like a jealous, clingy ex this time around? Because she showed it before. She's not hiding it. You can look up the things that she said before. You can look up the things that she showed before. You can, it's all there. She hasn't hidden it as far as I can tell. So she's not, this point doesn't stand. And it says, that man needs to seek professional help. I'm serious. He is contributing to the harassment of plenty of people and acts like it was nothing. I'm getting ridiculously worried for him and people who believe him. Of course, talking about false ID. He is just a person who reports like I do. He has clout that he has, and he has never, as far as I can tell, Falseyed has never spread misinformation. If there's ever had to be a correction, he makes a correction. He is a news VTuber. He is what a lot of us aspire to go to be fair and balanced. That's what I aspire to do. I aspire to be fair and balanced. And yes, I give my opinion more than False does, but I try to be fair and balanced in the opinion, at least based on the information that I have in front of me. Of course, the docs are fake. If they were real, it would reflect poorly on Luca and Nijisanji. What more proof do you need that it's not real? And of course, this is sarcasm. Of course, sarcasm doesn't go so well sometimes on written ways, and this person didn't, it's like, oh God, I thought you meant it was us that you called stupid. You need to reread again. Being on the internet really does hurt your ability to take satire, doesn't it? Kind of sad that day by day it's becoming more difficult to tell who's joking, who's an idiot. It is very hard to tell. They're in denial since this proves A, she has a sort of relationship with Luca, B, it will show there's preferential treatment on Luxium even more. Something we have been telling them for almost 2 years. And the message made by Luca was made by Rahziel instead. Basically, that breaks the parasocial illusion. That's very true. That's why they don't like it. That also means that any of the others can also do the same, breaking even more parasocial illusion. Basically being like, my Oshi isn't the one signing these things. That sucks. That kind of treatment. They're also trying to twist the story by saying that Luca was a minor at the time and BS like that, because that is the easiest way to discredit something. The easiest way to discredit something is say it was a child, a minor, someone who was not consenting, and then basically because they're not consenting, you could throw everything out the door. But no, everything shows that he was 18. There was no one under the age of 18 going through this. So that is something that they're trying to get to stick, but it doesn't get stuck because of all the information that's over here, you know. And that's the issue. Like, this person is mentioning that a straightening law, for the sake of argument, that the legal age of majority is 18, which means that they're not a minor, and anything that happens during that time is fine, you know, as long as there's no actual, you know, really harsh things happening. Next is one of the things that is making Luca fans and making everyone in Nijisanji a little frustrated, a little angry. The fact that someone from outside made the Luca kaneshiro, you know, the signature, made a lot of his actual merch, made the drawings, made everything like that. It really makes people angry because their parasocialism of the, oh, it's the creator who did it. It's the creator who was able to, you know, do this for me. You know, Luca, in his infinite love of the fans, did this for them, blah, blah, blah. When we see here Rahziel doing the full signature part, the full actually letter to them, as, you know, something that you can buy and get as a perk. And there we have, of course, down here, the Luca kaneshiro signature and the cursive, which she showed videos of in the document, which if you can look at my document, you can look at the video I have on the Luca kaneshiro document. I show the videos going through. I show how she made all this stuff. So she shows proof. And that has people really angry because it breaks its parasocial illusion that their Oshi was the one who did it and their Oshi did it because they cared. There was no option to just outright buy the cards. You had to go through a gacha. Damn. Sadly, yep, because this person, these cards were through gachas. So you could get all Vox, you could get all Luca, you could get every single character. You can get just one or two of one or that kind of thing, depending on what you ended up buying. So that's just, it sucks for the fans, but I think that's something that can happen a lot more of in Nijisanji, and probably does. But we don't know because no one else has come out against them, but who knows? That could happen soon. And that will be it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Comment down below. My socials are down below, including the Discord server if you want to join, as well as something in front of you so you can watch and take a look at. Please take care, hydrate, and just have a wonderful Easter today. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.